I'm sorry. I don't think I have enough. Ella's voice barely rose above a whisper as she stared at the bill on the table. Her hands trembled slightly around her phone, the screen still glowing with the text that had arrived minutes earlier. Can't make it. You're just a struggling actress. I need someone established. The waiter shifted uncomfortably. Ella felt heat crawl up her neck. This morning she'd been in her marketing class at the university, exhausted but hopeful. Her best friend Marin had convinced her to give this blind date a chance. Just once, Ella. You deserve something good. But good hadn't shown up. Only humiliation had. She was reaching for her bag, preparing to explain, to promise she'd return tomorrow with the money, when a voice, steady and unexpectedly gentle, came from behind her. "It's on me." Ella turned. A man in a tailored charcoal suit stood a few feet away, his expression calm but distant, like someone watching the world from behind glass. His team sat at a nearby table, papers spread between coffee cups. He gestured to the waiter with quiet authority, then met Ella's eyes for just a moment. "Really, it's okay. We all have hard days." Before she could respond, he returned to his table. Ella sat frozen, unsure whether to feel grateful or mortified. She left the cafe minutes later without another word, but she carried that stranger's kindness with her, like a fragile, precious thing. His name was Owen Hartley, CEO of a major film production company, Millionaire, and deeply, irreparably alone. 3 years ago, on his 38th birthday, a drunk driver had stolen everything that mattered, his wife Claire and their 6-year-old daughter Lily. Since then, Owen had built walls so high that even success couldn't climb them. He worked, he managed, he existed, but he didn't live. That night, paying a stranger's bill felt different. A flicker of something he thought had died with them. He didn't understand it, but for the first time in years, he didn't feel completely numb. 5 months later, Owen attended a small theater production at a friend's insistence. "You need to get out, Owen, please, just one show." The performance was modest, a local production with minimal budget and maximal heart. And then she walked onto the stage. Ella. Owen sat up straighter. Her acting wasn't flawless, but it was real. Her voice cracked with emotion in all the right places. Her eyes held honesty that couldn't be faked. She wasn't performing. She was living the character's pain, her hope, her fight. When the lights came up, Owen told his assistant, "Find out who she is. I want her to audition for the Morrison project." The call came on a Tuesday. Ella almost didn't answer. "Miss Ella Brennan, this is Owen Hartley's office. We'd like to offer you an audition." Her breath caught. Owen Hartley, the name everyone in the industry knew. The man who'd quietly paid her bill months ago, though she'd never known his name until now. The audition led to a small role. That role led to another. Ella's raw talent, her humility, her relentless dedication began to turn heads. And then came The Light We Carry, a film based on a true story about a woman who'd rebuilt her life after losing everything. Ella poured herself into it, every ounce of her struggle, her rejection, her quiet belief that things could change. The film became a phenomenon. Overnight, the struggling actress became a celebrated name. But Ella didn't forget where she came from. With her first real earnings, she completed her marketing degree. Then she founded Horizon House, a nonprofit organization helping underprivileged children express themselves through theater and art, the same tools that had once saved her. At a glittering industry gala months later, surrounded by cameras and champagne, Ella stood poised in a simple navy dress. That's when she saw him, the man from the dating app, the one who'd rejected her. "Ella, his voice was tight with regret. "I was wrong. I judged you when you were struggling. But that struggle, it made you who you are. Can you forgive me?" Ella's smile was soft, unburdened. "I forgave you long ago. Your rejection became my greatest reason to rise." He nodded, relieved, and disappeared into the crowd. But it was the other man, standing quietly near the windows, who truly mattered. Owen approached, his expression warm but still guarded. "You've done something extraordinary, Ella, not just as an actress, but as a person." "I had help," she said gently, "from someone who showed me kindness when I had nothing." Owen's throat tightened. "That wasn't kindness. That was instinct. I don't even know why I did it." "Maybe," Ella said, her voice barely above a whisper, "because you needed to give hope as much as I needed to receive it." Weeks later, Owen visited Horizon House. Children's laughter filled the studio as Ella guided a small girl through a scene, her patience endless. Owen watched from the doorway, and for a fleeting, aching moment, he saw Lily. He became a regular donor. But more than that, he became present, volunteering, listening, healing in ways he hadn't allowed himself to before. One evening, as they locked up together, Ella turned to him. "You know, you didn't just help me that day in the cafe. You reminded me that kindness still exists." Owen's eyes glistened. "And you reminded me that life can still mean something." They stood in the quiet, two people who'd been broken in different ways, now building something beautiful together. Not romance, but something deeper. Purpose, connection, hope. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness becomes the thread that stitches two shattered hearts back together. One paid bill, one moment of grace, and two lives forever changed. Be kind. You never know whose new beginning starts with you. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, subscribe, and comment.